Hi everyone, I'm Talia, and today I'm reviewing the $5 Artist Loft Journal from Michaels. Okay, so I've had this one actually for a while and have been meaning to review it, but what a better time than around the holidays to talk about journals and to do a review for this $5 journal, because it could be a great way for you to get started. So let's check it out. So here we have the Artist Loft Journal. I'm going to warn you in advance that it was really hard for me to find this. I thought for sure it would be over with all the journaling and the planner stuff, but no. They have it over by the canvases and sketchbooks and watercolor pads and all those artist pads. So if your store is laid out like mine, be careful. It's kind of hard to locate if you're looking in the wrong place. So it's a journal. I got it in the teal. It has several different colors, and a lot of them were kind of mock Leuchtturm colors. Like there was one that was berry, very similar to the one I have, and this one is an emerald color, very similar to the official bullet journal in the emerald, and also just the general Leuchtturm. Okay, so on the back says all the stuff we have going here. We have 249 pages, which is exactly how many there are in a Leuchtturm. There's ink-proof paper, acid-free paper, lays flat, blank table of contents, nice, and page markers and elastic closure band. So far so good. Seems very comparable to what you're going to get in a more expensive planner. So let me take this exciting sticker off. Whoop. And let's open her up. Ooh. Oh my. Okay, so one thing I want to warn against, I totally just scratched this pulling off the elastic closure band, and I did a little test right here. I scratched it again. This cover is definitely a lot weaker than a Leuchtturm. I've never scratched a Leuchtturm cover before, and actually I kind of noticed that from the get-go, because here's a Leuchtturm. This is my pink one, and it's a little stiffer, and I guess it leaves a little bit of a mark, but it doesn't tear almost like that one did. And you can tell it has like a little bit more of a give. I don't know if you can see that. Like I can bend it a little bit more. You can bend the Leuchtturm too, but not as easy. It's more of a hard cover, and this one's kind of like a middle ground. It almost is half soft, half hard. So, hey, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so when you open her up, you have nothing here, no branding of any sort, and there's no branding once you take off the tag. This is very blank. No one's going to know who made this. You're going to have to tell them. Okay, and then I have blanks right there, blank right there. If you like a lot of blank pages in the front, I think that's pretty cool. Like you could decorate those, make a key on those, put a quote, lots of cool things. And here is the table of contents that was mentioned. Let's see. I really like the layout of this. This is really cute, and you can put the page number on either side, which is great because I love to put the page number that I start and then continue page numbers that are extra. So actually, I really like the layout of this table of contents myself. It almost looks like they had a printing error at the bottom. This box is so much smaller than the other ones. I feel like it would be next to useless. And I guess up here you would just put your labels, which is nice that that's a slightly bigger box. Let's see. 2, 3, 4 pages for our table of contents, which is great. I really like that. Cool. And then we get over into our dot grid. Starts on the right, which I think is Leuchtturms do that. Leuchtturms do that too. I prefer when it opens to a spread start, but that's just a personal opinion. Oh no. This is bad, guys. There are no page numbers on this thing. You're going to have to number all 249 pages. Yikes. I don't know. That's not good. Alright, in the back we do not have a pocket. And what does it end on here? It ends in a full spread and then goes to a little blank section. And then over here we have our bookmarks. These actually feel very sturdy. I don't know. Oh, look at that one. That one has a stripe on it on everything. Oh, these are pretty. I like that. I like that single stripe through the center. These aren't flimsy. They feel pretty sturdy. Because I'm in my Scribbles That Matter right now, and theirs are really like soft, like ribbons. So if you like that, I like the Scribbles That Matter myself. I think it's a great notebook. But these are definitely, they seem higher end. Okay, let's start talking about the specs of this, because I think I already missed that. Alright, so specs wise though, let's see how the size compares to the the A5 size. I'd always use the A5 size as just my lace term because, say what you want, but I think it is probably the most popular bullet journaling book and most popular size then. So anytime you're watching bullet journal videos, most of the videos are going to be in a book this size. Some people do use other ones, but their layouts are going to be slightly different, but I think this is usually where the ones you're going to be mimicking are. Okay, so it is a little wider than the Lake term, and it's also a little shorter. I'll bring it over on top so you can see the shortness. See, just a little bit shorter. A little shorter and a little fatter than the A5. So we'll have to do a dot count and see how that goes. Okay, so last page. And ooh, that folded over really nice. Look at that. It's already laying flat. That's really good. The lay flat. Maybe it's because it has a more giving cover. Alright, so sharp pen. I'm going to go ahead and do my dot count. Don't mind while I fast forward. Okay, so dot count completed. You get 29 dots across, which is 2 dots more than the Lake term. And yeah, because the Lake term has 27, so you get 2 dots more. And down you have 36 dots, and in the Lake term you get 39, so losing 3 dots on height. I think that's mostly because this gap is really large. I think if they had put another row, it would have been more equal distribution, so I don't think you're necessarily losing space, but you are losing a row of dots. Okay, so it's time for the pen test, and this is the part of the video where I kind of jump forward a little bit, so hang in there with me. Basically all of them started tearing the paper just a little bit when I was doing 3-layer. I could tell right away that it wasn't doing too well on the deep coloring, but the writing seems fine from this side, so let's see what it looks like on the other side. Oh, and usually with paper quality I talk about how it is to write, and actually this one wasn't that bad. The last $5 notebook I reviewed was the Walmart journal. I'll link that video in the corner up there. But yeah, that one was $5 also, and I just hated writing on it. This one I did not hate writing on. And I also love how white this paper is. I mean, look at it compared, like this is true white, and it just makes the Loft room look so yellow in comparison. So I really love white paper personally. So I really like the paper, and I'm hoping it holds up in the pen test, but let's see what $5 can do. Well, the ghosting isn't actually too bad. It really isn't. The bleed through though, it's a little much. Right here, I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but the Papermate Flare has just little spots everywhere at the end of the words where it was just there long enough to make an impression. And it looks like even the Tri-Plus fine liner just a tad, and there's spots in the Crayolas and in the highlighter. All these have spots. Even it looks like the Sharpie pen had a little bit of spot coming through, but actually the Pilot, Rolling Ball, and the Faber-Castell, the Faber-Castell didn't even bleed through, and neither did the Pilot actually, which is strange because usually it tears a little bit. But those guys didn't even bleed through. They're definitely ghosting through, but they didn't bleed through. And the and the Tombow, just a little, yeah, still a little bit of spotting. There's a little bit of spotting in like all of them. I do write hard. I don't think I was writing any particularly harder than normal on these though, so I'm not used to seeing that. So with my normal, pretty decent amount of pressure, I don't get this kind of bleed through in the other journals, but the other journals are $20, so actually this isn't too bad. And even with the layering, I mean, it spots through a little bit, but it's not so overwhelming that it's not Sharpie marker bleed through. It's barely there, and this was 3 layers before it bled through on the Tombow, so not too bad actually. I'm kind of impressed. I mean, it's not as good as the other ones. It's definitely not. This journal is not as good as the Look Term or the Scribbles That Matter. It's just not. I think they held it up a lot better in the pen test, and I bet if I got one of these really going, we'll just do our Tombow. If I get this really going, I mean, you can see what it's doing with the colors right there. And if I get it really going, it's just going to come all the way through. So if you're doing a lot of coloring, yeah, I don't think it's going to go that well. But that being said, if you're just using it for more minimalistic bullet journal, all these guys held up pretty well. So any of your writing is going to go really well in this. So I'm actually loving this idea for like a NaNoWriMo journal, or if you just had a writing journal in general, that would be nice. But it breaks my heart because the white is so pretty. I want to color on it because the colors look so great, and then they just bleed through. Okay, so overall, I do not like that it scratches. That is a big drawback for me. The page numbering, that's kind of lame. I wish that they would have numbered the pages for you already. As far as the pen test, it actually did not do too bad. I'll link the $5 Walmart. I've already linked it. I'll link it in the description also. If you check out that video, that one, the bleed through was much worse from these pens, so the paper was just not holding up at all. This one, they mostly did. Oh gosh, this cover, I scratched it again. So they were bleeding through even on these, and they were coming through all the way. Like all of these were coming through all the way. Even when I went heavy-handed with the Tombow, like it spots through, but it doesn't cover it entirely like that. So as far as $5 notebooks go, this is much better than the Walmart one, and I would highly recommend it if you were debating between the two. Now, is it a replacement for my Look Term or my Scribbles That Matter? Definitely not. That bleed through, that pen test was not very good. And I have the pen test in all of them, so I'll just show you that one. This one bled through, but as you can see, the writing does not bleed through at all. It goes, but there's no bleed through on any of the first ones at all. So definitely this paper is superior, and that's why they charge you quadruple the amount for them. So if you're going to be doing a lot of decorating in there, that's probably where you should be heading, to one of those. But if you're going to stay in the $5 range, I think this is actually a really good one. Just be careful not to scratch it. And my nails aren't even long. Be very careful. Thank you everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Goodbye.